All right, all right. How y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's good. All right, man. So look, man. Today's episode, Drake attacks Rob Markman, man. And I'm gonna say this before we even get into. Matter of fact, you know what? We just gonna go for it, man. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description or right here on the screen, Cash App. They call me the Hidden Gem, 1,300 subscribers, over 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,000. And yes, I am the king of the north. Back at it, baby. Let me know what kingdom you are from. So look, man, we gonna talk about this. I have a lot to say. Stick with me. I know my crown is crooked. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to hide it with the blurriness, but that ain't working. So look, man, let's get to it, man. Ah, your boy Aubrey at it again. All right, for those of you who don't know, this is Rob Markman. I'm sure y'all seen his content come up before. He's one of the man. He's one of the only guys uh, that is in this space. Well, two. I would say, matter of fact, he's the only guy I believe that's in this space that interviewed Kendrick Lamar years ago. I believe during Pimp a Butterfly, and he looks the same. It's crazy. Like he don't look no different. But anyway, so I'm just gonna say I don't know who Rob Markman is. I know who he is as far as his content goes, but I don't know him personally. I don't know this guy personally. I'll just be I'm just being honest. I don't know him personally. But I will say I follow his content. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say that hold up, I'm trying to fix something on here. It's not letting me fix it. All right. Here we go. Yeah. I want to say that from what I know, he's always been an objective, peaceful guy. I never seen him crash out on anybody. He gives different takes on people's perspectives. Even if he don't like them, he still gives. He always gives somebody, and I say this with all respect. He always gives somebody uh, a way out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's fair. That to me, Rob Martman may be the clearest, fairest uh, person in this space that I ever seen. I don't really necessarily think he takes sides, but I think he just calls it like it is. A lot of people I see take sides, whether it's politically, whether anything, they take sides. So he's very straightforward. So he's responding to something that happened online between him and Drake, and he's going to explain it. I know this is a long intro, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just had to explain as a makeup for me in the beginning because I didn't say nothing in the beginning. So shut your mouth. I know you ready to start to get your hands off. Get your hands off it. Get your hands off the phone. I know you ready to type. Hands down. So look, man, we gonna get into it. Let's go.
Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back. This is not a podcast. This is just my thoughts with Rob Markman. Yesterday was eventful, to say the least. I know we probably have a lot of new eyes on this channel, and welcome. And to the ones who come regularly, who subscribe, who comment regularly, who are helping me build this thing. Appreciate y'all. This is for y'all. There's a conversation, but this is for y'all. We talk about so much on this channel. Figured we speak on this too, so we're gonna run it down. Yesterday, a 2019 interview that I did with Tory Lanez got clipped and posted to a Lil Wayne fan page. It was an old show I had at Genius, for those that remember, called For the Record. I hadn't done that show since 2021, I think. Tory at the time had Chicks Take Five out, so we talked about it, and everything else that was kind of going on with him at the time. And for that show to end most episodes, I would aim to create this fan moment, right? With an artist. Like, I would ask my guests to just rap a verse that they love, so we're turning the artist into a fan, right? Like, just kind of showing the cyclical and communal nature of this and how we're all inspired by somebody. I kind of wanted to make these things like viral breakout moments. I remember Rap City rapped Method Man All I Need. That was her favorite verse. She rapped it top to bottom. I remember Ice Cube rapped some Chuck D. I remember Corday rapped Nas. I remember he said like he was like in the first grade or something, and the teacher used to make them rap I Can or something like that. So, it was this little segment at the end where I would just ask whoever the artist was, hey, just rap your favorite verse. Like what comes to mind. And, it was meant to be fun. So, Tory rapped Lil Wayne's verse from Canon, from Dedication 2. He did like this. He didn't do like the Wayne flow though. He did like a dramatic reading of it, which was pretty funny and dope. So, he gets to the last bar. He throws it to me to finish the kidnap, make him feel like a kid again bar, and I fumbled it. I missed it. Yes, I know the verse. Yes, I know the tape. I bought Dedication 2 from Fulton Mall in Brooklyn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember when it came out? Shout out to DJ Drama Classic Tape. That's actually one of my favorite mixtapes of all time.
Okay, now this is what I be talking about. He's very fair. I would have said, man, I don't remember that. That's what I would have said. I don't remember. I think that what he did here was being humble and humility. Like, I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. What he just did is what he does. I wouldn't have did that. I'd have said, yeah, I ain't remember it. It's a lot of verses I don't remember that I think is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't remember that. But the thing is, I think that when he said that, you should always have a way for yourself out. I guess he didn't really want to do that. But check it out. If Tory Lanez had this bar and he said he wanted him to finish it, do you usually do that on your show? Because if you usually do that on your show, it'd be something different. You know what I'm saying? But you don't usually do that on your show, so I wouldn't expect you to remember. But here's where it gets really interesting. Peep what happens after this.
But yeah, he gets to the last bar. He threw me the verse. I fumbled it. I missed it. I don't know what happened. It was 6 years ago. Who knows what happened, man? I was having an off day. The producer was in my ear. I don't know what happened, but he threw me the verse. The last line, I fumbled it. My mind was somewhere else, apparently. That's the story. Big reveal, right? So, the Lil Wayne fan page that clipped the footage captioned it, me reciting Lil Wayne lyrics to my friend after a long night out. It's all fun. So a couple of people sent it to me, and we got a good laugh about it and moved on, right? Then, I was in Atlanta this weekend, and then so I'm in the airport waiting for my flight, and then I seen somewhere on social that Drake left a comment on the IG. Champagne Poppy on IG left a comment. So I go check the comment. So here's the comment. It says, of course this goof Markman couldn't finish the bar, ... Free Tory. Joe.
So this is a deeper meaning with this. You got to understand what we up against right here. I want to be honest with y'all. I know that it's going to sound crazy, but think about it. Drake knows that Markman interviewed Kendrick. Now, I do know that Drake and them wanted to do something with him before, and I guess Drake wanted him to promote his music or whatever on his channel, and he said no. I think he only did that because he's tapped into the culture and he interviewed the greatest rapper of all time. So the reason why he called him a goof is because he's directly tied to Kendrick somehow, some way. And on top of that, it also lends back to what we've been saying about Drake don't really care about the culture. Markman is 100% entrenched in the culture. So when you say, of course, this goof Markman doesn't know what the verse is, I'm not saying you're disrespecting the culture, but what I am saying is it lends to you people saying that you don't want to work with people in the culture anymore. This lends to that. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I say Markman doing that interview with Kendrick has a lot to do with the aggressiveness of Drake when it comes to this. Because if this was years ago and all of a sudden now, I mean, somebody did make a meme, but you talking about, of course, this dude Markman wouldn't remember the verse. Like, so that must mean that you went back and listened to that interview and say free Tory. That's another thing that people are upset about, is because you feel as though that Tory Lanez is innocent. I reserve my comment on that. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But still, you saying that, people are gonna go against that too. So
Like it's jokes. We joking now. A little bit of name calling. A little bit of name calling. But we joking right now. Okay, we got jokes. I got jokes too. But you got to be careful, right? Because if I start calling him names, like he might sue. Like I'm just saying, you gotta be careful what you say now. Is tricky, right? So I dropped my response because it's all jokes. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. And then you know what happens after that? It becomes a story.
hold up, bro. What was your response?
Right. So
hold up. What was your response? But if I start calling you names, you're gonna sue. That's bruh, bruh. That's insane. That's an insane rebuttal, bro. That's an insane rebuttal. Oh my God, bro. But you notice, right? Well, look at all the people that loved his comment, right? But I mean, to be fair, it is 26 minutes and one person liked it. I want to see where it's at right now. But you see this, and then you see this. But we don't see how many people had commented on it. So
I dropped my response because it's all jokes. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. And then you know what happens after that? It becomes a story. Starts to go viral. Different accounts posted. Everybody got their slant. People's taking sides, and you become part of this cycle. So here's my thing. And this is me again talking to the regulars on this channel, the folks who subscribe, the folks who show up in the comments, the folks who are helping me build this thing, part of my community, the monthly music club where we got our own Discord. This is for y'all. This is for everybody too, but this is for y'all because y'all been here with me since the beginning. Those of you who regularly show up and we have these conversations. When I speak about music here, when I speak about anything here, I usually try to lead with positivity. To the detriment, it actually pisses some people off that I'm not like more mean, right? When covering.
what did I just say? I just said that about him. That's what he does. And it could, and I just said that. I just said that. It could be working against him. But he's a fair, honest person. He goes straight down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I see people on his page arguing with him about how nice he is when it comes to certain things. They're like, nah, bro, you got to be a little more meaner than that. Like, no, he don't. But I understand what he's saying here. It's crazy.
The Drake and Kendrick battle, for example, I called it like I saw it. I try to call it like I see it, balls and strikes. And now I may say I don't like a song. I may say I didn't like a line, or I didn't like an approach, or I didn't like a beat, or I critique things for sure. But I do it my way. I don't call anybody out their name. I don't get disrespectful. I don't make it personal. We've been covering this lawsuit. I've said openly I do not like the lawsuit, but I didn't personalize it against him. Hey, I don't like the action. Hey, I didn't like the song. I didn't like that. Here's why I didn't like it. But I don't.
The thing is, a lot of people can't take constructive criticism, and they take constructive criticism as destructive. You saying all of these things, Drake don't look at it as if you're being constructive. When you say you don't like something, if Drake is so used to being in a room full of yes men that everything he says they say, yeah, that's fire, that's hot, that's fire, that's hot, that's hot. A lot of people are like that. Most people, friends tell them they don't tell them the truth. But it's that one friend, was that one person that tells you the truth, and then you look at it as, because it's like a thin line between hate and actually being honest. I think that you got to look at people's patterns. So if his pattern is, you might think that he's a hater, but if you look at his pattern for always telling the truth, you appreciate it more. Like, let's look at Simon Cowell, for example, right? Simon Cowell, you know why people go to him and they appreciate what he says, and because he keeps it real. He don't care who you are. If you don't like something, he tells you he don't like it. If he's amazed by it, you know and you feel it because it's real. It's not nothing like, oh man, he's just doing this just for clicks and likes. No, he straight tell you like, I know I don't like that. I think it's trash. No, or he be like, yeah, no, that's actually really good. He's known for being a truth teller. I believe that's what happens. Markman is like that, but he's a little more not as aggressive as Simon. But still, in all, Drake don't look at it like that. He look at it as destructive criticism.
I don't make it personal, and that's important to me because there's a lot of that type of content out there. Media personalities dissing artists, really getting into it. Then the back and forth happens. It's actually good for business. It gets clicks. You know what I'm saying? I could also probably frame this particular video way different. Like if it was just about getting clicks, if it was just about going viral, if it was just about getting the most views, if it was just about trying to juice the moment, right? Um, there's a bunch of different ways I can go about it. It's good for business. And I'm not judging anybody, but that's not what I want to be. That's not what I aim to be. That's not what I wanted this channel to be. Now, he lost the battle. Am I crazy for saying that? Am I wrong for saying that? Am I out of bounds? Is that
Well, you're not crazy for saying that, but you have to understand that people view things differently than people who believe that he lost that battle. They're looking for a win somehow, some way, because Drake is really good. Drake and his fans are really good at magnifying a small thing to make it big. So, for example, they always talk about his number one hits, right? And they say, "Oh, Drake number one, number one, number one, number one," but they don't highlight that his hits don't stay up on the charts long. They don't stay in number one long, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So they want to win somehow, some way. So you saying this, you don't sound crazy, but to them, they're bypassing all that because if they could just get one win, they're gonna say this. If Drake goes back number one, let's say he drops a song tomorrow and it goes number one, the battle's not even gonna. They're not even gonna even care about the battle. What they're gonna say is, "See, the boy never fell off. He back at number one." That's how they gonna look at it. So no matter what you say, you could say, "Yeah, am I crazy for saying no? You're not crazy," and they'll even admit that you're not crazy. But they always gonna say that Drake's number one because they're so used to him being so successful that they can't see him not being successful.
a wild opinion? He lost the battle, in my opinion. Am I crazy? And I think history will go down and say that. 20 years from now, I think we'll still be saying that. Am I crazy for saying that? I think a lawsuit based on lyrics in a rap battle, after a rap battle he participated in, is a bad look. I think it's a bad move. I think it's bad for expression. I think it's bad for hip hop. Now, I also think I get it, man. It sucks. It sucks being on the other end of that. Like, I get it. But the lawsuit just doesn't feel like the right move. Am I crazy for that opinion? And you can go back and watch all these videos. It's basically the same tone. This is how I'm framing it. It's not with venom. It's not with hate. It's not with, like, this is not hate. We critiquing music and the art and the game that we're in and everything that surrounds it. So am I crazy for that? Nah.
Well, then you talking about the lawsuit? That's another thing that I think people try to neglect and push over. Like Drake is, to me, he's the only artist. I mean, there's artists that sued at record labels, but he's the only artist that I know is suing for defamation from another artist, saying that the record labels promoted him. But I see some of the wildest things happen in the music industry with some of the artists that literally be talking about their ops that they killed. How do you think that these people families feel, these mothers, these fathers that lost their children, their brothers, sisters that lost their brother and sister? You know what I'm saying? How y'all think they feel? But I don't see nobody trying to sue the record label for promoting that type of violence. And the thing is, what he's saying is actually right. But you got people who will make any excuse up for Drake. Doesn't matter. They're gonna always side with him because they already have been, and I hate that we would use this word, they already been abducted. If you want to say indoctrinated, okay, I wouldn't say that, but I'm saying they already been abducted mentally by Drake's prowess and aura. They have been abducted. They believe any and everything he says.
I told y'all last year that I received a phone call. Y'all know which phone call I'm talking about. I never really brought it up again. I just kind of left it. Like, it is what it is. I never lied to y'all. But y'all could choose to believe what you want. You know what I'm saying? But I never lied to y'all. I don't get up here and lie. What do I gain from that? What do I gain from lying to y'all? It's a bunch of shit I could do to get views. And I don't do it. To go even further, when y'all come here, and again, the regulars who come here day in and day out, the A Kings who was the first to comment with the salute on every post, you know what I'm saying? The people who come here day in and day out could attest this channel is about music or music adjacent stories. Most of the times I try to stay away from anything that isn't that. Maybe you'll find a few examples here or there. But for the most part, I stay away. And that's a choice. Again, if this was about getting views, if this was about clout or going viral, it's a ton of things I could talk about that I purposely stay away from as it relates to Drake. I never did a video about his abs when that story kind of went viral. That had nothing to do with music. I didn't care. I didn't do a video about braids and if he grew his hair out, if it was a wig, if it wasn't, how fat, because I don't care about that. It wasn't about music. I didn't do this, whatever was popping off this weekend, the past couple of days about the family court thing that came out, even though you can maybe connect that to a Kendrick lyric. I truly don't know. I have enough facts to even speculate. And that's someone's family, so I didn't cover that.
I get exactly what he's saying. I don't do that. I cover as much as I want when I want because I want to. I'm just being honest. I don't care. I cover whatever I want to cover. If I want to cover Drake having long toenails and he tripped somebody, they tripped over him, I'm covering it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Now, as far as music goes, that's the most important part. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the most important part. But the jokes for me write themselves when it comes to Drake. And that's why I cover it. Because a lot of stuff is funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I know y'all want to hear some of this stuff. Y'all want to hear my take on it. Whether it's small or big, I'm going to go for it. But I understand what he's saying. He built his channel around a different type of integrity. And he don't really move like that. So I get it. I understand exactly what he's saying.
I didn't get up here and get in arms, or like in my feelings when, with the Bobby Altoff interview. Like, I don't care. Like, interview who you want to interview with. I actually, when he interviewed with Aiden, if you remember a couple months ago, I actually gave him props. That was when Aiden was like, hip hop is dead. And then Drake was like, nah, I can never die. It's just in a weird place. I was like, yo, shout to him for not falling for that bait because hip hop's not dead. Yeah, it's a strange time for him, I'm sure. So I get it. So I commented on that restraint that he had. I actually shot him bail on that one. But whatever. That's not even the point. That's not here or there.
But again, this is what we all fall for. We all fall for that. And I understand that he's virtuous and genuine. But being virtuous and genuine can get your head cut off. I'm just being honest. It can get your head cut off. You could be Ned Stark. Virtuous and genuine will just get your head cut off. Simple as that. And I'm not saying that Rock Markman need to be a savage. He don't. But you sometimes you need to refrain from. Sometimes you need to refrain from being the good guy in the bad situation, or the good guy in the bad movie. You know what I'm saying? Just be a neutral guy. Sometimes it's just don't even say anything.
It's that if it's not about the music, I don't even dive into that. You know what I'm saying? And so I say all of that to y'all to say this. That won't change. For me, that won't change. When you get to a certain age, when you have a certain number of years under your belt, like I'm 20 years into this, 20 plus years, you got to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Know yourself. It's about being comfortable being who you are. And I'm comfortable being me. I'm comfortable with the decisions that I make. I know who I am. And this is me. You know what I'm saying? And you may see moments when I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate this new YouTube streamer world for sure. But that other stuff, the ancillary stuff, you know, the abs, the braids, the like, it's not me. Like I really could care less about it. Like I wouldn't get up here and wax poetic with y'all about it. It's just not me. So that's not gonna change.
I mean, to a certain degree, I think Drake wants you to do that. I think that, and even though you say it's not you, I think not just you, but I think a certain degree, Drake want people to talk about this stuff because he likes he likes the attention, no whether it's positive or negative. As long as people talking about him, that's what he likes. Everything's a rollout to him. Come out with a song, he likes the attention. So, but if y'all want to finish watching the rest, go on his channel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. That was a great response. Yeah, man. You just gotta understand. Again, being a nice guy isn't always the best guy. You know what I'm saying? Always be in the best position. Drake's the bad guy for a reason. Kendrick is the anti-villain, anti-hero for a reason, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kendrick is the hero in this storyline between him and Drake. I think he is the guy who he's the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm thinking about it. But be as constructive as possible. Don't ever waver or change. But also keep in mind, no matter what you do, you're not gonna satisfy everybody. There's always people on the other side. You could do everything right, and there's always gonna be 10 people that say you did it wrong, even if you did it all right. Oh, he did it perfectly. No, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. No, it's always gonna be one of those people. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye.